Ann Arbor wakes up to the sound of prophecy and pressure. Washington and Michigan meet again, not as strangers, but as two programs staring into the same mirror, one chasing rebirth, the other clinging to its old reflection. It's noon in the big house, but the light feels heavier than that. The Wolverines have been nearly untouchable at home, yet their last loss to USC cracked the myth. Washington arrives with an offense that doesn't ask permission. It simply moves, fast, balanced, precise. The air smells like separation. One of them leaves a contender. The other leaves an excuse. Quarterback play defines the crossroads. Demon Williams Jr. runs Washington's attack like a metronome made of fire, 74% completions, 10 touchdowns, and just one mistake all season. He turns chaos into rhythm, forcing defenses to choose between containment and surrender. Across the field, Bryce Underwood is still learning how to translate talent into truth. He's a freshman carrying a legacy program on his shoulders, asked to stay calm while the pocket collapses around him. If his reads come a second late, Washington's front will make that second feel like forever. Michigan's hope lies in the ground. Control the tempo, shorten the game, keep the Huskies watching instead of striking. But Washington's defense ranks among the nation's best against the run, allowing barely 80 yards a game. If Justice Haynes is limited or absent, Michigan's power game loses its engine. And once they're forced to throw, that advantage flips hard. Every drive turns into a gamble. Every decision a coin toss against time itself. And today's AI pick is Washington 5.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 2.
The air over Athens hums like something ancient is waking up. Two top 10 powers, Ole Miss and Georgia, meet again between the hedges, one undefeated, one defending its throne. This isn't just another SEC clash. It's a referendum on who still controls the South. Georgia hasn't lost at home in years, yet that streak trembles now. The Rebels arrive with fire in their lungs and nothing left to prove except that perfection travels well. Quarterbacks are the hinge of prophecy here. Trinidad Chambliss wasn't supposed to be the story, but he turned backup duty into legend. Over 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns, and ice in his veins when the pocket breaks. He moves like he's rewriting the playbook mid-breath. Across from him, Gunnar Stockton is all efficiency and caution, the system made flesh. 1 interception all season. But the price of safety is silence. Georgia's offense has lost its thunder. The one who hesitates becomes the one who chases. That's the echo that haunts this field. Georgia's defense is the machine. 17th in points allowed, first in pride. Yet the crack is visible. A pass rush that doesn't always arrive. A secondary that can be stretched if you dare. Ole Miss dares. Kiffin will test them with tempo and misdirection, forcing Georgia to chase instead of dictate. The Bulldogs will counter with ground control, dragging the game toward mud and time. But the longer they stall, the louder the future gets. And today's AI pick is Ole Miss +7. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 3.
Camp Randall wears its history like armor, but tonight it's sound against steel. Ohio State comes in clean and unhurried, the number 1 machine that turns small mistakes into 7 points. Wisconsin staggers beneath a month of losses, the crowd straining to remember what anger can change. This isn't balance, it's measurement. How wide is the gap? How long until the clock admits it? Quarterbacks set the altitude. Julian Sayin throws like the field is tilted, precision first, explosion second. Near 80% completions, rhythm that makes third down feel optional. His receivers win on schedule. The pocket feels prearranged. Wisconsin answers with a carousel. Injuries, interceptions, drives that end before the defense can find air. The Badgers' old identity, run, own the clock, bully the day, has slipped through their hands. Game math is cruel. Ohio State's defense closes windows, then locks the door. Red zone denial, takeaway timing, a front that turns 2nd and 6 into 3rd and long. Short fields follow, and with them, accumulation. Wisconsin's best script lives in memory, ground, milk, suffocate. But the ground game lost its compass, and the turnovers keep calling the wrong number. The longer you survive, the slower you fall. Remember that line when the margin grows without a single highlight. Field position tilts. Special teams become silent accomplices. Ohio State doesn't need fireworks to separate, just series after series of correct answers. 4 scores feel inevitable. Wisconsin's feel conditional. If the Badgers finally break a run, the next snap invites the mistake. If they protect the ball, the chains still stall. This is the kind of night when the favorite never raises its voice and still fills the room. Mercy isn't strategy, it's subtraction. And today's AI pick is Ohio State 25.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 4.
The third Saturday in October burns hotter this year. Tuscaloosa is a storm of light, sound, and memory, the kind of night where offense becomes religion. Alabama stands in crimson precision. Tennessee arrives breathing tempo and vengeance. Both 5-1, both ranked, both convinced this one decides who still matters in the SEC race. The spread says control. The air says chaos. Ty Simpson is the quiet weapon. 70% completion, 16 touchdowns, 1 interception. His throws find space before defenders find breath. Across from him, Joey Aguilar runs Josh Heupel's offense like a sermon in fast forward. Snap, read, fire. 48 points per game isn't a fluke, it's design. And behind him, Deshaun Bishop is healthy enough to test Alabama's biggest crack. 5 yards a carry allowed. An open wound in a defense that lives on takeaways. Tennessee's defense is duct tape and adrenaline, ranked near the bottom against the pass, and Alabama's receivers will feast on mismatches from the first drive. That's the trade. One team bleeds on the ground, the other bleeds through the air. Each snap is a race to 59. Both sides know the tempo can't slow. The Tide can't run long drives, the Vols won't waste a down, and the ball will live in motion. Screens, seams, quick scores, and busted coverage. Every punt will feel like surrender. This rivalry used to be about who could survive the longest. Now it's about who can light the match faster. Expect fireworks before halftime and exhaustion by the fourth. And today's AI pick is over 58.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 5.
South Bend glows like a cathedral and a trap. Notre Dame walks out with the jeweled Shillelagh's memory on its hip. USC answers with the country's loudest offense and a promise to make the night longer than the clock. This rivalry lives on momentum swings and revisions of faith. One snap changes scripture. The Irish are steel on the ground and smoke in the secondary. C.J. Carr runs the book clean, and Love and Price turn routine into pressure. 4 yards that feel like gravity. But the middle has been rewired. The new center learning to sing the protections in a storm. Across from them waits a USC front that lives for havoc, not harmony. Jaden Mayava is the hinge. He throws into windows that don't look open until the ball arrives, with Makai Lemon running like a rumor you can't catch. The backs are thin, the balance a memory. But the Trojans don't need permission to score. They need a pocket and a breath. Notre Dame's defense hunts takeaways, opportunists with teeth, yet the volume of air can make even a clean interception feel like a bucket in a river. Tempo is the hidden geometry. Fewer plays, bigger swings. A field goal feels small, a mistake feels biblical. If the Irish churn clock and finish drives, the night leans blue and gold. If Mayava finds rhythm and the Trojans steal one possession, the margin shrinks to a whisper. Notre Dame carries home field and muscle. USC carries the match. Sparks pick their side. And today's AI pick is USC poise 9.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to the recap with Lilith.
The board is cleared, the smoke has settled, and the numbers have spoken. Week 8 in the book of the predictor, 5 signals carved into the noise. Let's count what the machine believed. In English, Washington plus 5.5 over Michigan. Ole Miss plus 7 against Georgia. Ohio State 25.5 over Wisconsin. The over 58.5 in Alabama versus Tennessee. And USC plus 9.5 against Notre Dame. En español, Washington más 5.5 contra Michigan. Ole Miss más 7 contra Georgia. Ohio State menos 25.5 contra Wisconsin. El over de 58.5 en Alabama y Tennessee. USC más 9.5 contra Notre Dame. Like and subscribe. Will we cash or will we burn? Und die Sterne schweigen über den Ausgang. And the stars stay silent about the outcome.
I got sins I still owe the devil. For a tab I ain't paid in years. Sold my soul on the dotted line. Signed my name in blood and tears. There ain't no buying back salvation. No running from the deal I made. I got sins I still owe the devil. And the devil will collect his pay.